Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to share with you the fragrances I got the beginning of 2022. I know that there's still a few more days left in the month, but I'm not planning on adding anything else to my collection for the rest of January. I am having a few fragrances I'm planning on adding obviously in February, but I'm ready to share with you the perfumes that are going to be added to this wall back here. So if you'd like to know which scents those are, then keep watching. First, hi, my name is Kristin. I run this channel called Beauty Meow. I'm a fragrance collector and a fragrance enthusiast. I'm not a fragrance authority. I'm just a girl who likes to use YouTube as a way to connect with other people who love scent. So if you like fragrance-related reviews, discussions, chit-chats, and the like, make sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure to also click the little bell so you can be notified when I have new videos. Now, I have a variety of different fragrances here. Normally what I do is I share with you the fragrances that I purchased, the fragrances that were given to me as gifts, and then PR. I really only got one bottle of PR this month, which is totally fine. There are some months where I get a lot and some months where I get absolutely nothing, and I think it's totally okay when I get nothing. I don't really deserve anything. It's really awesome when I get something. But as usual, I will share with you guys the fragrances that I purchased first, and then gifts, and then the like. And if you guys didn't know, I will link any reviews if I have any reviews of these fragrances, and also I will link my 2022 fragrance resolution, which is to start adding fragrances to my collection that are a part of my must-buy wish list. I will share with you guys those first. So let's get into the actual haul, shall we? A long time ago, when I first really started doing fragrances primarily on my channel, and what I've been doing is I'm going back through my older videos and I'm going to be removing old videos of like reviews of liquid lipsticks that only have 20 views on them, of products that are discontinued. I mean, nobody cares. I'm going to really start editing and curating my channel. But when I really started focusing primarily on fragrance, which is what I always wanted to do with my channel, one of the first things I did that I really love doing is I did an advent calendar from the niche luxury house, Micallef. And I tried a variety of their scents and I really love them. And over the course of the next few years, I got decants and samples, and I really had a wish list of fragrances that I wanted from them. And one of them was Rose Extreme. I purchased it for myself. Absolutely love that fragrance. And there was a few others that I loved. And so this year I ended up purchasing two more that were on my list. First was Aoud Gourmand, really gorgeous fragrance, and the other was Gaillac. Now, Micallef, I think, is discontinuing some of their fragrances. I know that they definitely curate their collection. They remove fragrances. Sometimes you can find them on Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, Maxx Aroma. I did purchase Aoud Gourmand from Fragrance Net, and I was going to purchase Gaillac from Fragrance Net, there we go. But I actually noticed that Micallef was having a huge sale, I think their last chance sale or something on this scent. So this fragrance on discount plus shipping across the pond basically was cheaper than getting it from Fragrance Net. So I always recommend, if you want to purchase things, do a little bit of searching out there. Sometimes getting it off of gray markets isn't as cheap as it may be. But I was happy to finally adding these two fragrances to my collection because I really enjoyed them. There was a few fragrances from this house that I had a big medical bill I had to pay a while ago. I don't know if you guys know, I have a bunch of chronic illnesses and sometimes things come up. And the first place I go if I have to pay bills is obviously I'll sell things from here. I sold a few bottles of Micallef. I'm really sad, so I'm trying to look to add those back to my collection. But these were a part of my must add to my collection list, and I was really happy to add these. I don't think I have reviews of these, but if I can find anywhere on my channel, if I do talk about them, I will link them below. But gorgeous fragrances, and I really love this house, and I feel like this house is not as talked about as it should be. It really is a fantastic fragrance house. I really enjoy their offerings. There are a few fragrances on my wish list, as I fall off of this stool, that I just don't know why I haven't added to my collection yet. Melody de l'Amour from Decida is one of them. I don't know why. That will be one I add to my collection, probably closer to the summer. O'Hara from Stefan Humbert Lucas. There's a few others, but this one, I don't know why. I feel like sometimes if it's on my must-buy wish list, I have to have a good reason to buy it, but then I buy things that are more expensive. I don't know why I do what I do, but I finally, this was like the first purchase, the first thing I bought this year, the first day of 2022. And this is actually kind of one of the fragrances that sparked my New Year's resolution, is obviously Lira from Zerjoff. This is part of their Casa Morati line, and gorgeous fragrance. Another fragrance I will be buying this year is Italica, another fragrance, and a few other fragrances from Zerjoff. There's probably 4 fragrances that I most definitely will be purchasing from Zerjoff as part of my New Year's resolution, but this was an absolute must-have. I had samples of this really gorgeous fragrance, absolutely beautiful. I think it's a delicious, beautiful idea of what a gourmand can be while still being very elegant and sophisticated. I'm going to be reviewing this. I know a lot of people talk about this fragrance. It is very beloved for a very real reason, but I'm excited to finally have this fragrance in my collection. Like I said, it's been on the top of my must-buy list for a very, very long time. These last 2 were part of my must-buy list, but they were more recent because they were released in 2021. And obviously I do have reviews of these, so like I said, I will link those below. We have Jasmine and Dew from Maison Lancôme, and we have Matcha Meditation from Replica. 2 gorgeous, very different tea fragrances. I love the Maison Lancôme line. I do have some issues with it. I've talked about it in the past. I'm pretty sure if you just search Maison Lancôme, you can find me ranting and raving and venting about it on one of my videos at some point. But this is a very nice, kind of mature, soft, powdery, beautiful peach tea scent. And I liken it to not a peach like an edible peach, but more of like an expensive shampoo-esque peach. It's very mature, it's very sophisticated, it's soft and sultry and mature and elegant, but there is something about it that's just really just very special. I don't think it's the most special fragrance of the Maison Lancôme line, but I do find it to be something that I like seeing them not doing the same old. So I am happy to see them kind of moving in a slightly different direction. And Matcha Meditation I reviewed, and I said with this fragrance, I like the added oak moss with the matcha to kind of make the matcha a more realistic note. I described it way more in depth than what it is. I was like describing it as this crazy avant-garde conceptual experience. I like when houses take risks and do things a little bit different. I think it pushes boundaries in ways where designer houses will maybe take risks, and I think that this was very successful where they use kind of the flavor profile, like the scent profile of white chocolate, which worked really well with the cedar, which really worked beautifully with matcha and green tea and florals to create a very nice, lovely tea scent. Very pretty. So these 2 are very different tea fragrances, and they were ones I wanted to add to my collection last year, and were some of the first fragrances I added to my collection this year. I obviously added this little body mist-esque thing from Chanel, No. 1 de Chanel Le Rouge. I still really like this fragrance. I find it to be really beautiful. Is it very expensive for technically a body mist? Yes. Are you paying for the Chanel name? Yes, you are. But like I said before, if you're the type of person and you want a new fragrance profile from Chanel, you collect Chanel, or you're looking to get a gift for somebody that loves Chanel, that has everything, I think this is really fantastic. Again, it is a very expensive body mist. And this year, one of my New Year's resolutions is to add more of the Portraits collections from Penhaligon's. I love the Portraits collections, and I've realized that I am sorely lacking in them. So I have been trying to decide which ones I'm going to search for and add to my collection. I know that they discontinue, it's hard to find some of them. I need to add more to my collection. So one of them that I added that I have been meaning to add is Heartless Helen. Beautiful tuberose fragrance. This was just a must-have. So this is a fragrance added to my collection. Very excited to add another Portraits collection from the House of Penhaligon's. I want to add more fragrances from the House of Penhaligon's to my collection in general. I do want to try and search for some of the harder to find fragrances from the house as well. So hopefully I'll be able to track some of those down, but I'm happy to, at least in the beginning of the year, to have added a portraits collection, and a beautiful one at that. Review these guys. These are the two newer fragrances to the Moon Moods fragrances from Pacifica. We have Sunrise Moon and Neon Moon. I really like Neon Moon. It's a great smoky cardamom. This is very tutti frutti, very, very nice. I was also able to get Sunrise Moon in the body mist, and I actually prefer Sunrise Moon in the body mist. It's a little bit lighter, less overwhelming with the fruitiness, but I find that these both are fantastic layering fragrances. So this one works really well with tea scents. So if you want something a little bit more juicy and fruity and playful and flirty, and you have a nice tea dominant scent and you want just a little bit more of that playfulness, Sunrise Moon is excellent. But if you want some fruitiness to your life, but you don't want to smell too much like fruit stripe gum, I think that the body mist is excellent. But these are very affordably priced, $22. I think this, I forget how much this is, but less than $22. Affordably priced and cruelty free if that's important to you. It's a great lineup. Last bit of the fragrances I purchased are just random purchases as I go about my day. So if I'm at like a TJ Maxx, or if I find like something that seems to catch my eye, I'm like, okay, I'll pick that up. I was buying some leggings at TJ Maxx, and they had Tuiles de Hermès Eau Poivre. And this is a fragrance I've been meaning to pick up. I need to pick up the other flanker as well, so I decided to pick it up. This is the 1.6 ounce. I really enjoy these fragrances, the Tuiles fragrances. I don't think that they're groundbreaking, earth-shattering, the most amazing scents on the planet, but if you want to smell really nice and pretty and feminine, and you want to smell just like rosy and sweet, but a little spicy, just a little something extra, I think these fragrances are just very easy to wear and very nice. I enjoy them. I picked up another one of the Elizabeth Taylor fragrances, Diamonds and Sapphires. I love these. These are cheapies. These are like, you can find them at like TJ Maxx for like $10. These are fantastic fragrances. And I know a lot of people like look down on these scents, but I love a good cheapie. And I've posted some of my fragrances on Instagram over the years. I post my scents of the day, and I will have some people, like when I post a cheapie or I post like one of my designer fragrances, and they'll be like, you have Zerjoff, you have Amouage, you have Le Labo, you have Raja, why are you wearing that? And I'm like, 'cause I like them. You know, I wear what I like. And I think a lot of people have this elitism when it comes down to fragrances. And I think you can like what you want to like. If you want to only like expensive fragrances, if you want to only like designer fragrances, if you want to only like cruelty-free, if you want to only like natural, like what you want to like. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with liking things that you like. And I think that for some people, they have different tastes. And for me, I like a variety of scents. And there's nothing wrong with a beautiful cheapie. And there is nothing wrong with diamonds and sapphires, or diamonds and rubies, or diamonds and emeralds, or white diamonds. Elizabeth Taylor's fragrances, I think, are so beautiful, especially if you want something mature and sophisticated and gorgeous and affordable and inexpensive. So I really like this scent a lot. So I picked this up. And then also when I was at TJ Maxx, the same day I got this, I actually found this gift set. I think it was like on sale for like $5 of these little mini bottles from Clean. I haven't even opened them yet because I'm not sure what I'm doing with my mini bottles in here yet. So they're all kind of still put away. So I thought this was adorable for like $5. So we've got Aqua Neroli, Solar Bloom, Warm Cotton, Rain, and Skin. So I've got these little guys. I thought these were adorable, and I love mini bottles. And the last little kind of like impulse purchase, Ipsy and BoxyCharm, whenever they have their like pop-up shops, sometimes they have fragrances. And normally I see like Tokyo Milk. I don't know why I forgot that. And that's where I get a lot of my Tokyo Milk from, because it's like $12. But they had these little guys there from Leah, and they're goddess roller balls. They're like essential oil fragrance roller balls. I thought these were cute. So I picked these up as it falls, because that's how I live my life. So I picked up these 3 little guys in a set because I thought I'd give them a whirl. So those were my impulse purchases for them. Let me read to you the notes in these guys, because there was a reason. It wasn't just because they were fragrances. They actually seemed really interesting. So this one is sensual, so it's sweet orange and jasmine with ylang ylang. And then we have calm, which is petitgrain, frankincense, and ylang ylang. And we have uplifting, which is grapefruit, juniper berry, and rosemary. If you guys want me to do like a review on these guys, let me know. I'd be more than happy to. Again, I don't know much about this brand, but it seemed like normally this would retail for 60 bucks, but I think it was like $15, $16. So I figured, why not give it a shot? Because I like fragrances. So anyway, I thought these were worth checking out. Now, these ones, my mom decluttered her collection. There are times where my mom will go through purchasing things and then she'll be like, oh no. So she will declutter her collection, and usually I get samples and decants and her old scent birds. I'll share those with you guys at the end of the video, and sometimes they'll be full bottles. Well, the first thing was actually she purchased for me specifically. It's Hermes, the Eau de Toilette. She purchased this for me because this was my dad's fragrance. This is what he wore when they dated, which I thought was really sweet of her to purchase. So I had something to smell that kind of reminded me of my dad and her of my dad. I do have a collection of my father's colognes. Like when he passed away, I got not all of his colognes, but I got some of his colognes, and I do have colognes that remind me of him. So I'm going to add this to that collection. And then she also she gave me her old bottle of Stash. So I love this fragrance. So this will be like a little backup bottle of for me. So I have this. And then she got me Joven Musk. Love these fragrances. And I'm so happy for this. So she has Rive Gauche from Yves Saint Laurent. Beautiful fragrance. Actually, anytime I would go over to her house, for years, I would steal this fragrance and I would wear it. So if you go look through my Instagram and you see this bottle, this is actually, I would steal this bottle and spray it. So what she did is she actually bought a larger bottle of this and she gave me her smaller bottle. So I've probably worn through half of this already. And then last and not least, Estée Lauder Eau de Private Collection. Love this fragrance. So those are the fragrances that I have inherited from my mom's decluttering, and also the very thoughtful, lovely gift she got me from the Hermes to remind me of my dad, which is always very sweet. Last for the full bottles, and certainly not least, was the fragrance that was sent to me as a gift for PR, and it's from Gallagher Fragrances, and it is the new Rose Noir. I'm going to be doing a review of this in the next week or two, and I'm also going to be doing a comparison of this with Rosé All Day as its own dedicated video. So I wanted to share this with you. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the apple crisp accord, there we go, I can say words, that Daniel has created, and I love seeing him utilize it in a variety of different fragrances across Gallagher Fragrances and Perles and Parfums. So this is absolutely beautiful, and I have been wearing it and excited to share it with you guys and share with you my thoughts. There we go. So got my Sense of Wood subscription. I'm not sure if I'm continuing it in 2022. I haven't decided, but I got this. And now for all my little decants and samples and stuff. So like I said, I'm going to share with you guys the fragrances I choose from Scentford, and also if my mom gives me, throws at me her samples, decants, and stuff. Obviously, I did a first impression of the Harmonist. This was one of my mom's old Scentbirds. She does the multiple Scentbirds, so she gets a lot of them. So if you see me do like a lot of Scentbird videos, it's because she's like here, and she has some interesting picks. So we have that one, and then let me just kind of grab. I chose this month Sue Phillips. This is the Floral Blend. This is the fragrance I chose to do a first impression of. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not going to smell it because I need to do a first impression of it. No, this is Sense of Wood, Orange and Chestnut. That's one of them that Mom gave me because she knows I love that house. This is Ulrich Lang Apsu. I need to do a review of this. This is one of my mom's favorite fragrances. And actually, when she was in the hospital last year, she had ordered this fragrance. And one of the things that she had talked about when she regained consciousness after being on life support and almost dying, like literally almost dying. If you guys don't know what happened last year, horrible car accident. Literally, my mom was on ECMO, almost dead, thought she was gonna die. Worst time of my life. So when like the second day she was alive, she's like, did my perfume come? And she was talking about Apsu. So just, that perfume is fantastic, and I do need to review it. It's a gorgeous scent. What's this one? This is Catherine Maldarino Dream. I think this is one she gave me to review or just wear. Like I said, she'll just hand me like, she gives me like little buckets filled with things. So we're just gonna go through them. And then this one is it the Sue Phillips one? Yeah, Sue Phillips Floral Blend. Also, I don't know if you guys have watched any of my videos. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. My tongue doesn't go where it wants to go. So sometimes I might say words and I don't say R's. I'll say L's or W's. I'm just bad at talking. And then there's one more decant. Which one's these? This is Third Man Eau Monumental. So these are like the travel size scent birds that she's had. And then there's, oh wait, there's one more. There's one more. This is Elisir El Papagin. I can't say, I am so bad. And I've done a video about this years ago talking about how unprofessional and rude and disrespectful it is for me not to be able to pronounce things. And I want you guys to know that I try. I sit and I listen to Google Translate. I will listen to other reviewers who I know can speak the names and who speak French, who can say things properly. My tongue does not go where it needs to go. It cannot do it. I am trying so hard, and I am so sorry if it comes off as unprofessional and disrespectful to people for me not being able to pronounce things properly. I truly am not doing it out of spite or laziness. I try. My tongue does not like me. So next we just have a variety of different samples. She went through old samples of Lucky Scent. So I have some Micallef samples, some Zerjoff samples, some Diptyque samples, some MFK samples, some Tom Ford samples. So maybe I'll do a first impression of some of these. So anyway, those are all like the little decants and travel stuff from Scentbird, mostly from my mom and one from my choice. So anyway, guys, that is my haul for January. That's about 20 bottles, a little over 20 bottles. So that wasn't too bad of a haul. Like I said, my New Year's resolution this year is to add more quality than quantity to my collection. That doesn't mean that I'm going to add just expensive luxury fragrances to my collection. There's a lot of fragrances out there that are on my wish list that are under like $100. I just don't add fragrances to my collection from my wish list. For some reason, I need a grand reason to add those to my collection. I don't know why. So this year I'm going to focus on adding those fragrances to my collection rather than just purchasing fragrances. So I don't know if every haul is going to be a huge haul. And a huge haul for me is 10 to 15 bottles. I don't know if you're familiar with my channel. My hauls have gone over 50 bottles. Sometimes they're like 4 or 5. But I'm not going to worry about adding fragrances to my collection so much as making sure I'm adding correct fragrances to my collection. So even if I'm only adding 1 or 2 bottles to my collection, I want to make sure I'm at least adding 1 fragrance to my collection from my wish list, must buy list a month. So even if I'm only adding 1 bottle, there we go, I can count, 1 bottle a month, I want to make sure it's one of those. That is my New Year's resolution, is to chip down at my wish list, my must buy list. And I will actually be doing going over my wish list, my must buy list, talking to you guys about how I add fragrances to my collection, what's on it, because you guys have actually asked about that. And talking to you guys about why I don't add them to my collection. Because there is a method to my madness as a fragrance collector, and I like to kind of let you guys in my crazy little bedpan little head. So I will be doing a video on that probably February, March. But yeah, these are the fragrances I added to my collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. If I have reviews of any of them, like I said, I will link them below. If I do not have reviews of anything and you would like a review of anything, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and sitting through this long video. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, guys, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I will see you next time. Bye.